So a few years ago, I was talking to an entrepreneur in the fitness and nutrition space, and this entrepreneur had just launched her business. And so I asked her, as an online marketing coach, I was curious. I asked her, what are you doing to drive awareness and what are you going to do to market your business? And the answer that I got was honestly a little surprising, something that I hadn't heard before. This entrepreneur said that she had taken a lot of time and purchased any and every domain name that she could think of that related to the services that she was offering. And the reason why this was interesting to me is because most of your traffic is not going to come from people randomly typing in words into their address bar and going to websites that they don't know directly. So in other words, this entrepreneur thought that by having dozens of domain names, all of a sudden she would be flooded with tons of traffic to her website. And quite frankly, that's not the case. That's why all the stuff that we talk about on this channel, from your SEO strategy to your efficient PPC campaigns, are so important. But now that this business owner has dozens of domains that probably aren't going to do anything for her, what could she actually do to turn them into a profit? Well, that's what we're going to discuss in today's video. I'm going to share with you how I made over $170 with just a couple minutes of my time. I'm going to share with you how you can buy and sell a domain name. And so if you have a bunch just sitting there in your account, why not actually do something with them and turn them into a profit? My name's Scott Redgate. I'm an online marketing coach. And before we go any further, make sure to grab my free 7-day online marketing jumpstart doc. You can get it at scottredgate.com/jumpstart. Before I share with you how to sell your domain, comment below with the quantity of domains that you currently have attached to your business or just your personal account. All right, let's dive in. Okay, so I just made $174.62. Well, about $140 if you subtract out my expenses. But the cool thing is, this only took me a couple of minutes to do, and I was able to make this within 48 hours of buying a domain, and then I had it sold, and then this money hit my bank account. And so your business might have a lot of domains. Maybe when you were just starting out, you purchased any and every domain name related to your space, and you really just have them sitting there and you have no use for them. And so today I'm going to share with you how you can quickly list that domain for sale so that instead of just sitting there and not getting anything from it, you're able to make a little bit of money from it in the process. Before I tell you how to sell a domain, let's take a couple of steps back and I'll share with you how you actually buy a domain. So there's these websites called domain registrars. You're probably familiar with GoDaddy.com, maybe Network Solutions, Bluehost, but my personal favorite is Namecheap. And the reason why I like Namecheap is typically they're on the less expensive side, and they actually have some really cool security features built in that on those other domain registrars, you actually have to pay for. So my personal favorite is Namecheap, but you can do this similar process on one of those other domain registrars if you would like. To actually buy a domain, there's really nothing to it. You go to one of these domain registrars and almost all of them have this big search box here, and then you type in the domain that you want. So let's say you sell red shoes and you have an e-commerce red shoes company, and so maybe you type in redshoesforsale.com, and then you hit the search button. And so if no one out there on the internet has purchased that domain, you're going to have the opportunity to buy it for yourself. So this domain, redshoesforsale.com, is available. And so if I wanted to purchase it, I could do that with just a couple of clicks, add to cart, and then check out on the Namecheap website. And so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. It's pretty self-explanatory. But once you actually purchase a domain, those domains will now appear in your Namecheap account or whatever domain registrar you used. And so you can see here some of the domains that I currently have in my Namecheap account. I have this one here, searchedgpt.com, searchbygpt.com, searchgptpro.com, and scottredgate.com. And so here's how I was able to make over $170 with just a few minutes of time. Well, several weeks ago, OpenAI, or ChatGPT, as you're probably aware of, announced that they were going to launch a new search engine, and they were going to call it SearchGPT. So immediately after that announcement, I went on this domain registrar, Namecheap, and I started searching for domains related to that. And so one of the domains I actually purchased was searchgptmarketing.com. And my rationale for purchasing this domain was because there's probably going to be a lot of marketing agencies that pop up because they want to focus specifically on this new search engine. And so I thought it could be a quick, easy money-making opportunity. And so I purchased several domains. And so here's the list of domains that I purchased. So obviously searchgptmarketing.com, and then the other ones that are still in my account because I have not sold them. And so the overall cost of all these domains was $36.40. And now I still have these other domains listed, and so I still might make a profit from selling those as well, but I haven't yet done that. And so let's hop back into my Namecheap account. And now that I have these domains active in my account, I'm going to share with you how you can actually sell one. And so I still have an active listing for 2 of those 3 remaining Search GPT domains, but I unlisted one of them so that I can show you the process for how you can actually list this for sale. So it's this one right here, searchgptpro.com. All you have to do is inside of Namecheap, you hit this manage button. And then it's going to come up with some information about the domain, like how long you have it for, some of the security settings, etc. But if you scroll down, you're going to see this setting right here, which is sell domain, list domain on a marketplace. So you just select that, you select sell domain, and then you put an asking price. Now this can be whatever price you want. And now know for Namecheap, they do take a flat 10% commission that is charged once the domain is sold. So you're not charged to list it, but once you sell it, they do charge you a flat 10% commission. So let's say my asking price is $200 here. You can set your listing period. So let's say I'm going to list this for 90 days. And so obviously this isn't an adult listing. So I select no, and now I select sell domain. And so that's how easy it is to list a domain for sale. And so if you list a domain for sale and it sells, Namecheap takes their 10% flat commission, and then I believe they pay you through PayPal, so PayPal takes a couple percentage points, but then you profit all the rest. Now, one thing I want to say, just because you list a domain for sale, if it's a crappy domain, you're probably not going to sell it. And that's why in the future, you really want to pick a domain that has a lot of opportunity for businesses or people if they purchase it in the future. And so with the searchgptmarketing.com domain, I did guess right, and I made around $140 after you subtract out my expenses from selling that domain. And so when your business got started, if you just purchased any and every domain related to your niche or your space, and you've got dozens of domains that are just sitting there you're not using, I'd recommend doing this. Get some extra money and then put that to something that can actually move the needle and get you better results. Hey, I hope this video was helpful for you. Could you do me a favor? Could you like this video and subscribe to my channel so that I could get a little momentum in YouTube's algorithm? Take care.